In this fantasy sequel to Jobs, after he loses his battle to cancer, Steve Jobs is cobbled together from the remains of Nick Naylor, Harvey Dent, and Benjamin Asher. He then joins a secret fight against the demonic Microsoft forces led by the Network.
It was I, Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
What is up, Internet? Welcome to Resisting Boredom, where we drink, ramble, and discuss things to help in the never-ending quest of not being bored. I am Brandon Kaiser.
I'm Josh Jessen.
I'm Kid Coleman Cool.
And I'm Brian Haas.
Today we saw the cinematic masterpiece known as I, Frankenstein. No, it's not about anything Apple-related. However, it is about Frankenstein's monster. Kind of. The movie was directed by Stuart Beattie. It stars Aaron Eckhart, Bill Nighy, Yvonne Strahovski, and that's pretty much all I need to know. That's all the trailer
The
told you.
twins.
And Kevin Green. No, we're not going to do this. So that was who was in it. I guess I'll start us off talking about the movie I, Frankenstein, because it was not a good movie. I wasn't expecting a good movie. It has a 6% tomato rating at the time of this recording. Yeah, I know, that could sometimes be fake or wrong or whatever, but in this case I didn't think it was. This movie was kind of a mess. The premise was ridiculous to start. I could get past that, but it's the way they took it. They took it incredibly seriously. Bill Nighy sometimes didn't seem to, but other than him, almost everyone else in this movie took it far too seriously. And if they would have had jokes or snarky comments to go with it, I may have been able to swallow some of the stuff a little more. Some of the things just didn't make sense story-wise. In the end of this movie, it completely falls apart, and they throw all logic out the window for the most part. I did think it had some cool effects with the dying of the demons, with the fireball things going towards hell or whatever. Yeah, a bit cliche or whatever, but still. Actually, I don't know if I've ever seen it before, but it's
the demons go to hell. I don't really think that's a cliche.
Some of the demon effects. Yeah. Some of the demon effects were okay though.
Sky was blue, so cliche.
In case you didn't get this from the trailer, because I didn't, this is about a war between gargoyles and demons.
Angel gargoyles.
Just saying that out loud sounds ridiculous. And
every time they said it out loud, it was.
And every time they said it out loud, it was ridiculous.
Go meet your gargoyle queen.
But they said it so seriously. That was the problem.
Oh, God,
after they said the line, they could have been like, "Yeah, that sounds weird," or so. They could have mentioned how crazy it sounds. But they took it so seriously. They took it so seriously. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, so the special effects for the demons, some of them were okay, but the demons kind of had a similar problem as I had to the gargoyles in this movie. This is why I needed to go there and explain that there were gargoyles in this movie. Is that it was lazy effects people. Every gargoyle in this movie, aside from the main two, looked the same. Every demon looked the same, except for Bill Nighy and maybe one other guy. Everything looked the same, regardless of all this CG.
Bill Nighy got a sweet demon coat.
People all look different. Different races all look different, but you get gargoyles and demons, and suddenly everyone has the exact same face, and everything looked the exact same.
How do you know they can't tell the difference? Maybe you're just racist by thinking all the gargoyles look the same.
No, but I'm arguing that they don't. This movie says that they do. This movie is gargoyle racist. All right?
Who said they all look the same?
This movie did.
I could see differences.
No, you didn't.
Eye color were different.
Look, real gargoyles look different. Okay, you go to different cathedrals and things, and you see different gargoyles. And why do they all look the same in this movie? But that's not even a huge part of this movie.
This movie wasn't the animated series.
It's so weird. They have I don't really know what else to say with this movie. It's a mess. It becomes this heaven and hell battle thing, which was done way better in Constantine, and people hate that movie. But Constantine is a far better movie than this. So there you go. I'm going to open up to everybody else now, and then I'll think of things that are wrong with this movie as they talk, maybe. But yeah. Right. So someone else pick up with my dislike for this movie.
This movie is a mess. I don't think even people who like it will say no. Clearly you're wrong. Let me debate you on my internet forum. I don't think that's happening with this movie.
Kevin Grievo will be arguing.
This movie is pretty stupid and a terrible mess at a lot of points, but that didn't take away the enjoyment for me. Mainly because I do like shitty movies. this movie does follow. Like, there's shitty movies that are just shitty, like The Purge or G.I. Joe 2. But then there's shitty movies that are just stupid, but you can still enjoy it.
I think G.I. Joe might be better than this movie. Not The Purge. The Purge is worse than this movie. I will say that. I feel bad, too, because I like Aaron Eckhart.
I will take this movie over.
I like Aaron Eckhart.
Dude.
I like Bill Nighy. Yvonne Strahovski could maybe have a career, but after this, I'm not so sure. But, yeah, I like the people in it.
She'll always have Miranda.
I like the people, I like the people in it. I just...
Yeah, and that's a thing, it's a stronger cast, not that it really matters when all of them are being so serious about it.
Except for Jai Courtney. That guy's not doing well so far.
No, but he's that guy who I didn't care about. But no, this movie isn't by any means good. It's just bad enough to be fun to watch. Like, I enjoyed the visual effects were good. Looking past your gargoyle hate.
Even sometimes the gargoyles didn't look good either. Like, just in general, ignoring that they all look the same. Sometimes the effects did not look good.
I meant like the other effects, not the gargoyles.
I said some of the demon effects and things were kind of cool.
The demon effects look cool, like the possession stuff. I mean, and the...
Well... In that moment,
and the lightning stuff and everything.
That may be a little bit of a spoiler, but when Aaron Eckhart's getting possessed in that end, when you're talking about the possession thing,
yeah, that's cool.
In that moment, I wanted Adam Frankenstein to be played by Nick Cage. In that moment, I wish this was played by Nick Cage. I would have enjoyed this movie far better if Nick Cage was the star of this movie.
God, this movie would be like fucking fantastic. I don't think anyone could down this movie.
I probably would be more.
You know what? You're right. No, this is a Nick Cage movie, but Aaron Eckhart's in it.
Yeah, and it's taken too seriously. Nick Cage would have made it seem more crazy and weird.
Nick Cage just would have been Nick Cage.
Yes, exactly.
And we could have added it to the grimoire of all the stuff Nick Cage, like, because he's just chronologically traveling through life. Oh, there was that part back in the 1700s.
That moment in that movie, though, I realized
when he stopped.
This should have been Nick Cage. This should have been Nick Cage. In that moment, I realized it.
That would have been pretty sweet. Yeah. No, there was a couple parts about the movie, like when he suddenly rejoined human society. I thought he had just waited long enough for his clothes to come back into fashion, and then he wandered back in. But then I'm like, oh wait, no, he's wearing jeans. How did he get those? There was like a couple. The plot kind of.
How does he know how to read and talk? I don't understand he was there for 200 years, but who taught him to read?
Or did his brain know how to read when it was reanimated, and he's just like, I know English.
That's weird. There's so many questions.
There's a lot of plot
things don't make any sense.
There's a lot of plot holes, but
you pick things up.
If you really, no one thought of 15,000 joules to try. Like, come on, if they've been trying for years, if they've been trying for years to do something, and then they just plug in 15,000 joules. Come on.
You know what? That's funny. 15,000 was set on the schedule for testing in like 2 weeks. But
200 years of not trying 15,000. Oh my
God. I know we're on 14,978, but we can just jump up to 15. There's a lot of that. But if you look at this movie, it's just like a straight up. He's got like metal beat sticks, and he's just beating the shit out of things.
Yeah,
things are exploding.
Oh, you're feeding me now the reasons that things that are wrong with this movie. So he goes to pick out his weapon, and they go, "Don't choose those. Those are too heavy and unwieldable."
Like, fuck you.
Why did you make them? Why did you make them weapons if they can't be wielded by anyone? Did you know he was gonna arrive? Oh my God, that's so bad.
They made them. They realized they were a bad idea.
But see,
they really tied the rope together.
They only made once or two.
They didn't smelt them down and make some more blades or something.
You guys have too many sharp objects around here. We need blunt weapons. And
why did the demon guy have the same weapon but in like only metal? It was so weird.
No, those are collapsible batons.
Oh no, they weren't. That was
he extended them.
We needed to have a
big one perfectly into his trench coat.
We need to have a stick fight. That's what happened.
That was awesome.
And see, here's the thing. And that's it. The thing, all this stuff that you hate about this movie is the stuff that I think is stupid too. And I could go, that's fuck. Why did they do that? But I love it because it's so stupid. And I love the fact that everyone's taking it seriously, even when they're saying like,
that's what's wrong with it.
Even when they're like, the Gargoyle Queen, because I'm laughing every time they say it. And it's funny to me that they're so serious when they're like, the gargoyles versus the demons, and I'm like,
that just shows.
And I'm like, how many takes did that take?
I want to see the outtakes.
I want to see like gargoyles and Bill Nighy shows Jesus fucking
how
Christ.
impressive the actors they are, simply because they could say that with a straight face, no smirk whatsoever.
And I like Bill Nighy's performance was sweet. I liked.
At times he was having a little fun. At times he was having a little fun. And in those moments I was like,
I don't know what Aaron Eckhart was doing. I don't know why Aaron Eckhart did this movie.
Yeah.
I don't even like. Maybe he wants to be Nick Cage. Maybe he's like that could be it. This could be his like.
I don't know if that's the trajectory you want to take. Really,
you do a bunch of sweet, decent. Well, you do like real acting roles in the beginning of your career. Then you just.
But he hasn't won an Oscar like Cage did.
Well, then you just go fucking insane. And now he's like, fuck it, I'll do whatever. Maybe he owed someone something. Who knows? I don't know why Aaron Eckhart's in this movie. This isn't a movie that I'd ever think he'd be in, which is another reason I like the movie. Just like, let's watch Aaron Eckhart fucking walking around and hit people with sticks. Fuck it.
Look, this isn't Machete. All right, Machete. People know what they're getting in. They understand this, and they take it a little less seriously.
Are you telling me
How did you not know what you were getting into?
Yeah.
Look, I didn't think this movie was going to be good going into it. I was just surprised that
It isn't. Don't worry.
I was hoping it would. I was
It's
hoping
just
it would
entertaining.
be. I was hoping it would be what you were saying. I just didn't get that because they took it way too seriously. If they would have had some more moments of levity, I maybe could have not been like, "Wow, this is bad."
Well,
I couldn't get that feeling that thought out of my head. That's all.
Okay. Go on. Let's move on here.
Oh, this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I did. It had everything I knew what I was getting into. I don't know about you guys, but I knew this because it was going to be a really over-the-top, like, fucking shittily written movie.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the shit out of it. It had a bunch of cliches in movies I love. Like a bad guy revealing too much information for no reason. Bad guy should have killed him.
Yeah,
Had the perfect chance. Decided not to do it. And plans for the good guys to backstab somebody going completely wrong. I love that. And it was just oh god.
In the backdrop of a very secret war. It's a good thing there's only two humans in that entire city.
When they introduced
the
the thing,
war in a bar.
Okay.
when they introduced it, it was like demons. I was like, oh, demons. Like, oh, don't tell me these guys are angels. Like, they're gargoyles. Like, yes, gargoyles.
Okay.
Yes.
That was
Not the obvious choice.
Okay.
I love that.
When they revealed the gargoyles in this movie, I went, someone needs to make a sweet Gargoyles the Animated Series live-action movie. Like, that would be much better than this.
I would have loved that. I would have loved
Michael
the
Dorn would
gargoyles
totally
to
do the
be alive.
voice.
I
Yes,
would've loved
Michael
that
Dorn
too.
can come back. I'm cool with that.
That would have been
And Jonathan
amazing.
Frakes.
Yes.
But like, and it also kind of like the only thing I actually really kind of questioned was like, if that's Notre Dame, why isn't anybody speaking
Is
French
it?
or
They
have
never-
a French accent? Isn't that Notre Dame? That looked like Notre Dame.
Also, how did they not know that the Evil Guys Corporation was literally like
3 blocks.
10 blocks? Yeah, 10 blocks away.
When he leads the gargoyles.
I took the left, guys, and now we're here.
Don't worry, I know where their secret base is, and it's right there. He like runs down 3 blocks.
You head down this street, you
They
take
break
a
another
right,
car.
and you just keep going, and there it is.
They gotta break another car.
And how self-indulgent are some of these shots? How many shots of people on rooftops looking all badass with like swooping cameras?
I was
underneath?
more-
Oh my god, I saw that like
I was
15
more
times
curious,
this movie.
like the Notre Dame or not, like this church seemed to be like a big church. I would figure that a lot of people would be around there and would wonder why are so many people bursting into flames.
Oh yeah, or almost slow motion shots of an explosion or one of the flame things like landing right next to them or near them,
Maybe-
them not flinching or even missing a beat. It's like,
Love that,
what
yeah.
the fuck, man?
Or the beams of light into the air.
Okay, well,
Oh.
gargoyles and demons, whatever.
No, I meant, but
And Frankenstein.
here's the thing: is they talked about like, oh, a human died. One of the like 10 humans you actually see in this movie. When the police guy gets his neck snapped, and they're like, "Oh, a human died because you're doing." It's like, I don't care. Like, we're raging a secret war, and then they're like exploding off of rooftops, blowing up in the sky.
Beams of light shooting in the sky.
Yeah, there's all this shit going on. I'm like,
yeah.
who's being subtle now? He at least
Also-
did his shit in an alleyway. You guys are exploding in the middle of the street. You've broken that car. You've blown up another car.
You
said-
sunk a building.
It's
Okay,
good that nobody opens a fucking window in the city they're in, because if anyone is like, oh shit.
You said that this movie take place in France or whatever because of the Notre Dame Cathedral.
figure.
I was wondering if this took place in Barrow, Alaska, because it was never fucking daytime in this place until the very
That
end
too
of
I
the
noticed.
movie.
That too I noticed, and I just assumed that the gargoyles turned to stone.
You never even had that in
I
there.
just
at
assumed
all.
that.
I hope that was it, but they
wait,
never shown that.
wait. There was that time. It was daylight in the very beginning of the movie when they showed him wandering off into the
Oh,
fucking.
200 years before the president
Yeah.
or whatever.
But
This
Oh my
is
God.
200 years of night.
the seriousness of all the actors, I love that because they were selling it. They weren't really trying to. They knew what movie they were in, but they were just
I'm not
they
sure
were
they
just
did.
thought if we could really sell this, it would be so much more entertaining and so much fun.
Bill Nye grows a fucking like badass demon lord coat when he
I
turns into
love
his
that.
demon form.
I love that.
He knew what movie he was in.
I think Bill Nye knew a little more than everyone else. That's
Like
all I'm
he's
saying.
got like his business suit, and
And I
he's,
like
like,
the-
and he's all like business shit, and then he's like, I better transform into a demon, and suddenly his coat turns into like a thing, and I'm like,
And I love he
Where
used
did
his
he get
monster
that?
voice. He used his monster voice that he uses when he was playing when he was playing Davy
Yeah.
Jones and
Okay.
the fucking vampire from like Underworld, where
Yeah,
it's like not top and like shit like that. Like always, ends every word like that, and just like fucking love that. That was amazing. It was just I enjoyed this movie because it was so fucking ridiculously
I understand the
awesome.
merits. I understand the merits of what you're saying. With you liked that everyone took it so seriously, making it that much more like, crazy or whatever. But there just wasn't. You have that somewhat. You can't have everyone being serious.
Then this movie's not for you.
It's too far. It isn't. I guess.
This movie's not for you.
I guess that's what we've determined.
Because oh god, yes.
Maybe Bruce Campbell could have done this pretty good too.
This movie was
He
so
would have brought
full.
some levity to it. It wouldn't have been so serious, though.
Okay, this movie was so full of yes. Brian?
Oh, I guess
Wow.
good transition. But it's good that I'm going in the end because unlike Kit who just loves it, I hated the first 10, 15 minutes. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
Really?
So in the beginning, you were me,
Yeah, in the beginning I was totally you.
and then
And then until about the midpoint, I was like, well, that's stupid. Or, like, noticing all the plot points. I was kind of taking mental notes, like, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I just wasn't enjoying it until something just clicked in the middle where I kind of switched over to Kit's side and was like, okay.
Your brain turned off and you're just like, fuck it.
That must be it, because I just, like, I don't know, it seemed, there was, like, a little something where I just noticed a little thing that hinted that they weren't taking it seriously, and then I'm like, alright, yeah, don't take it seriously. And then I just watched the action scene in the middle and just kind of went with it, I guess.
I think it's
Right
the
off.
moment you realize that Gargoyle Queen is a phrase they're going to say repeatedly in this
Yeah.
movie that you just like,
Oh
nobody
god,
cares about
every
this
time they
movie.
said gargoyles, it was like
At least the first time when someone said like Gargoyle, like Yvonne Chinstrovsky, whatever.
Yvonne Strahovski.
Yeah.
Whatever, she was just kind of like, did he fucking say
In the scene where he was
Like-
describing it to her, I would have loved if she kind of just like, fuck that.
Yes, I just wanted her to be like,
Because that would have been
are
pretty
you
funny,
being
too.
serious right now? I wanted something
Well,
to let me
to
know.
be
That would've
fair,
been really
Frankenstein's monster has just crashed through his shit and is talking to you. So at that point, you're like,
Yeah.
alright, I'll believe you.
I wanted a moment
Gargoyle,
of
cool.
like realizing everything we've just said is completely ridiculous.
But you go, okay.
Like, I just wanted that
But to be
moment.
fair,
That moment.
She lived in a city that apparently 99% of the population is demons. Because there were just demons fucking everywhere.
I like how she
And like 5 people.
They were really, it wasn't really demon fucking. But
I like how she immediately went to like,
There's
well,
probably-
you were raised from the dead, so there might be some brain damage there. So
Well, I just thought it was weird going back to the fact that
Raised from
there's
the dead.
no people in there. Why in the hell do her and her one lab partner, the only two humans that work at that corporation, I assume, why do they keep such strange late hours? Are
Because they only work.
how do you know they were late hours? This is Barrow, Alaska, remember?
I mean, I guess if you go under Kit's assumption,
I like-
it's France, but
No, I like how she was like at work. She's wearing like the miniskirt lab coat combo
Yeah.
and being like sexy doctor lady.
Really? Was she?
She was wearing a miniskirt.
was it miniskirt?
I didn't notice, which I think I would have noticed. But
I should-
Don't worry, I noticed for you. But she was wearing like a miniskirt, and then when she like left the office,
the
suddenly
hair
she
comes down. That I noticed.
no,
Like,
the hair comes down, the jeans come on. I'm like, so she dresses more attractive when she's at work. Then she puts on like the jeans and like the
I like that.
lets the hair down.
job.
I like the tight jeans.
I just thought it was funny that it was jeans outside, but inside it was the miniskirt.
I don't
Just
remember
getting
the
comfy,
skirt, but-
getting ready to go home.
Yeah.
Those jeans didn't look comfy. They looked tight.
But, you know,
Exactly.
look, she didn't want to be business casual. Okay, that's why she had the skirt. Okay, so.
I think the skirt does make it business casual. I don't know what lady business attire is.
I just,
Pantsuits. I'm glad she wasn't
Look-
rocking a pantsuit.
look, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this movie, and it was what I was hoping this movie was going to be. It's just for me, it didn't.
Enjoyable for us? Thank you.
No.
It's very altruistic of you.
The way you guys are describing this with this so bad it's good sort of way of viewing the movie, I wish I could have gotten that. Unfortunately, this wasn't interesting or different enough, or had those moments of not taking itself too seriously to get me that. So
But it was fun.
I wish it would have. Was it fun?
It was fun.
I was kind of feeling like I could fall asleep for part of this movie, but
Yeah,
If you say so.
I can
Alright,
understand
so-
that because it was that for some reason. I don't know if it's just something or if it was just me that just finally clicked that turn your brain off, have fun. But yeah, the first 10, 15 minutes.
Well,
I
you've seen
was
a lot of movies.
pissed. I'm like, I paid the extra $3 for 3D for this.
yeah, I kind of felt like I should have seen this on a Tuesday when it's only $5.
Yeah.
So that was kind
To
of
be fair, I didn't think that.
Netflix.
I kind of liked it. This 3D was more because I mentioned before the show started, like I couldn't remember if we saw 47 Ronin in 3D because that was a movie that.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember either.
Fucking
We didn't.
We didn't.
We didn't.
We didn't?
Because I remember seeing 3D trailers and I didn't like the 3D trailers, and I thought maybe that was just because of the jump cuts and it's just too like everything's.
I didn't think the 3D did anything here either.
Yeah.
Like it was,
I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought the effects looked really.
sometimes
cool, but
sometimes
the
it was
special
okay.
effects, but-
Sometimes it was okay,
Yeah.
but other times.
I thought it would be a better 3D movie than some movies we've seen in 3D.
The only thing this movie was missing to me was a topless scene.
Was it
And-
rated R even?
No.
No.
I
Top
would
of
There's
say
some little
PG.
kids in there.
And were there kids? I haven't fucking looked.
No, not in the movie. In the
And pretty much like Aaron Eckhart hitting more people with those sticks. I wanted to see him like I saw him in the middle of the wilderness like flipping them around. I wanted to see him do that shit.
Oh, that
Wasn't
was
enough.
cheesy as fuck.
Wasn't enough.
Him standing on that cliffside whipping around.
What
oh
else?
my
You got
God.
2 beat sticks. What are you gonna do for
I
100
understood
years?
on the cliffside doing that shit with a sword. The fuck's wrong with that?
That was 80s. That was a different time, man. We've seen it too many times.
No, I wanted him to do
I
less.
haven't seen enough.
I wanted him to do less like martial art fucking jumping around. Just him having 2 giant sticks and just
being super strong.
just wading
whacking.
into people and swapping.
Just brute
Because like
force, yeah.
like the first thing when he's fighting the one guy.
Why
He
did
like did that roll and he came up and like hit him. Like I like don't think he would do a roll. He's like dumb Frankenstein guy. When he just
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
him off the platform and just come
Like,
charging and
whack
going
someone.
fuck you and knocking
Oh,
shit
man.
out. That's what I
Okay.
wanted.
But why was Jai Cordy's weapon this build your own axe thing?
I like
Why?
That was awesome.
No, that was stupid.
If
Oh,
you're gonna
I
have an
like
axe,
that.
just have an axe. Don't
Hold
have
on.
2 blades that you then have to set the thing down and then take them and
No,
then
no,
put it.
that's not even the worst part
Oh,
about
there's
the
a
axe.
battle coming. Hey, you're coming at me. I need to get my axe. Let me construct it quick.
Hold on, you're missing the worst part about the axe. The axe is the key to the vault that he's not allowed in.
Yes, that too. That too.
What it is, I have to go into the vault, and then like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Now he's not allowed into the vault. Oh, I guess he is because he had to put stuff in there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still like, why is his axe the key? That's stupid.
I
That's stupid.
enjoyed the axe because he nailed the thing. I was like, what did you do
I
with
laughed
that
at it.
stick? It was like clink. I was like, oh shit, it's an axe.
It
Fucking
was.
awesome. It's an axe.
It was there for the sake of let's try to make some sweet badass shot of this guy constructing his.
And it
axe.
worked.
It
for
did
me.
not work for me. It
It
was
worked
so
for me
self-indulgent
so
to me.
hard.
Well, it
It
worked
was
for you.
so
It
self-indulgent.
didn't work for you. I thought it was really stupid that was a thing. I
Okay.
enjoyed that it was stupid.
Okay.
I got a half star.
All right. I think we've gotten our points home for the most part about this movie at this point. Is there anything else really quick you guys maybe didn't mention yet? Am I right in this assumption?
This was a secret war, and the humans must never know.
Okay.
Which is why we blew up a giant building.
Yes.
And led
Dashing effect.
a giant hole down to what presumably would be hell.
Yvonne
Yeah.
Strahovski has necrophilia.
Okay.
I don't think he can
Oh.
maintain an erection.
I also didn't like
sad.
You know, I kind of thought at the end
That's
she
why
was
he's
going to be.
mastered his beat
Even
skills.
though
I thought she was going to be the bride of Frankenstein at the end. Like they were gonna, like
I
she was
thought
going to
that for
die
a
in the
second.
end battle, and then they were going to use the stuff to bring him
I
back to
thought
life.
that for a second. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god!
who would bring her back to life? She's the only one who knows
Well,
how
the
to
other
do it.
doctor.
No way!
Whoa!
The other doctor would have, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
that's spoilers. All right.
No,
so anyways.
Frankenstein would have done it because he read the book. And he
Yeah, because he read the book. Because yeah.
I don't need this book anymore.
I understand this now. 1,500 joules. Bam! That's
There wasn't much to it. It just said set it to 1,500. Let
15,000 guys.
50,000. 50,000 let
God,
bake for
so
60
sad.
See,
minutes.
no wonder they got this wrong so many times. They were looking at 1,500.
Was it 15 joules? I'm pretty sure it was 15.
15 joules. Right?
It was 15.
That's not enough to light a cock.
You who will save yours. Okay, wrong jewel joke. Anyways, hopefully this was enough to Yep, I did it. I killed it. I killed it with that. Hopefully this was good enough for you to make your own decision about this movie. If you think you can not take it seriously and have a lot of fun with this, go ahead and see it. If you're like me and probably
Take
can't
no
get past,
joy in anything.
Probably can't. Hey, I like Pacific Rim. All right, you don't. So, anyways, if you're like me and couldn't look past that stuff, in this case, then yeah, skip it. So we're kind of mixed on this.
No.
Just look at what we said and make your own opinion, I guess, as to whether this movie will help you resist boredom.
Do you think his privates were a hack job? Like all stitched together? You'll see this appearing possibly on my top 10 of the year.
Does TV do 3D kit?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Oh my god, I hope we have a much better year than what you just described.
Or the net, Sandra Bullock.
I don't think that's short for network, though. Nice try.
What is the net short for?
Internet.
think he just blew his mind.
I did not see that coming.
Did you know that Wesley Snipes is not in Major League 2? It's Omar Epps.
It took me years.
I know, that's why I said it.
Major League was on last week.
I really couldn't tell the difference
So racist.
until you guys said something.
So racist.
It was like on TV.
I had to actually go and check it up on IMDb. I was like, holy shit, they're not the same person.
Yes, very good.
Steven Spielberg's in comedy?
Yeah.
How's he in comedy? What has he done in this comedy? Oh.
Schindler's List. I'll just say it.